Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. There was a FBI shooting of a 74-year-old man in Provo, Utah the other day. The guy's name was Craig Robertson. And he made threats against Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, Alvin Bragg, and Letitia James and others online on Truth Social, that bastion of free speech. And one of the quotes was, "The time is right for a presidential assassination or two. First Joe, then Kamala." He wrote that in September 2022. Now, apparently the FBI was tipped off about this guy in March of 2022 from a Truth Social post that Robertson wrote saying, "Waiting in the courthouse parking garage with a suppressed weapon and wanting to put a nice hole in his forehead," with regards to Alvin Bragg. So the neighbors describe him as a 74-year-old frail man with who was a master woodworker, but those neighbors also said that he wasn't. They didn't read his social media posts, and that he owned like 20 guns. When the FBI had a talk with him about threatening the president, because that's a felony, you're not allowed to do that, and he told them that it was just a dream, and next time come with an affidavit. And then he would post on social media saying, "Hey FBI, in case you're monitoring my posts, you ever send FBI agents to my place again, you have no idea how close they were to basically being shot. And I can't tell you," in another post he said, "if you're monitoring, I can't tell you what I'd really like to do to Joe Biden because Facebook would ban me." So, talk about it. Just a guy with anger issues who's probably consuming all sorts of right-wing media. By the way, he was wearing a MAGA Trump hat when the FBI first came to investigate him. And when they did shoot him, he was armed at the time. Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, these folks, all the inflaming that they're doing, they're impacting people like this guy, Craig Robertson. And it cost him his life. Entertainment purposes only. What's going on with the energy behind this? I think I've just summarized it. Strength. That's interesting because look at the graphics on this card. The woman has got the lion and she's got its mouth open like she's trying to put a pill that this lion doesn't want to swallow. The medicine that it needs to get better, and the lion doesn't understand that it's medicine that she's giving to it. This is your MAGA crowd and your MAGA followers. They're so angry about everything. They don't know that they've been poisoned. And she's trying very gently to give him the medicine he needs so that he's no longer poisoned and can feel better. That is a beautiful card. Crossed with the Page of Pentacles. And the thing is that it's hard to come in, for the animal, it's a horse pill. And we're in the early stages of giving horse pills to the lions here. So this is not going, what that's kind of telling me is we are starting to go through a period where the MAGA crowd are going to start getting stuff they don't want to hear. They're going to start getting truth pills that look the size of horse pills, and they do not want to take it. But they have to. If we're going to heal, they have to. And you can expect that there's going to be a lot of resistance from them on this. And it's going to take a lot of compassion and mastery in order to get that pill into the mouth of the beast. In the past, we've got the Eight of Swords. people feeling helpless. One of the things that was kind of highlighted with the whole mask mandates and the anti-maskers and the anti-vaxxers is that they felt like their rights were being trampled and violated. It's like, no, they weren't. If you don't want to vax and you don't want to mask up, you don't get to go out in public while there's a pandemic on. Pandemic is waning, although COVID cases are starting to rise again. Once the fear of COVID and the death rate and the surge rates were down, guess what? The mask mandates started going away and the vaccine mandates started going away. But while you're in the pandemic, you're expected to pull yourself up and take one for the team. And you're not a victim. You're not a martyr. You're not being put upon to do that. And it's a funny thing with evangelicals, Christians. They want to be oppressed. The whole story about Jesus is about oppression. And they want to be oppressed so badly. But they're not. They're in the majority. It's the most populous religion in the world. It's the most populous religion in the United States. And, you're not a victim here. You're a victim, you're a self-victim of listening to the propaganda and believing it. And they will tell you that you're a victim and that you're being oppressed. But you're not. You can take off the mask, you can take off the bonds and move away from it. And we are transitioning now from the MAGA crowd feeling like they're the oppressed victims to they're starting to get their medicine and they don't want to take their medicine. At least some don't. Some will absolutely violently resist it, but others will have to take it. The current situation, and the medicine's there again, the current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. This is, caring for the people, all the people. This is the grandmother with the grandchild on its lap. Grandchildren get shots. You can imagine how much shots. Now, shots hurt. They do. But with the metallurgy and the technology we have today and the better understanding, we don't use freaking 16 gauge needles like we did when I was a kid, and probably as my dad used to joke, bamboo needles when he was a kid. Remember when I was getting my COVID shots, I going in there and I get really nervous with shots, and the shot was nothing. And I was asking the phlebologist or the nurse who gave me the shots, like, what's changed? Are the needles smaller gauge? Because I work in the sciences. I've worked in the lab. I've played around with all the different gauge needles because reasons. And yeah, basically stronger metals. They can make smaller gauge needles. And I guess they used to think that using a large gauge needle helped mix the drug with the blood or something along those lines, but they found out that wasn't the case. So shots don't hurt nearly as much now as they did when we were kids. Just throwing that out there. So this is, again, wanting to take care of that population, wanting to know that they're valued, but you got to take your medicine. I know it's going to hurt. I know it's going to suck, but you got to take it. It's for your best interest. Of course. You've got to unchain yourself from these unhealthy ideas. This is all about Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. So this strength card is related to the devil. We're giving the medicine. The medicine's for your own health because this is the disease that's over all of it. And if you take your medicine, like we would like you to, so you can get healthy, you can rid yourself of this disease and move from troubled waters to calmer shores. You'll no longer think you're a victim because you're out of that trauma and that drama. It's getting you out of the drama. And then the outcome, interesting, is you can see once you're out of the drama, you can move to the next step. And the next step is, not stealing stuff, but understanding what's been taken from you. Look, we've got the 6, the 7, and the 8 of swords. Once they move out of the drama, you can look to see how that drama was perpetuated on you. how you were misled. You believed one thing, but they were lying to you. They were misleading you. And you can start to understand how you were misled and made to feel like you were a victim when you really weren't. Underneath this, if you take your medicine, you'll start a new journey and you're going to be a lot happier. Because right now, they're not happy. So this shooting is kind of a summary of what's going on with the MAGA crowd in general. They've been lied to. They've been misled. And with all these court cases, especially the January 6th insurrection case, they're going, and especially knock on wood, that it's televised, they're going to get to see firsthand what was really going on and hearing people under oath. Not on Fox News, not on OAN or Newsmax, but under oath in the court of law, testifying truthfully, hopefully, as to what happened. And that it's not a bunch of Democrats, it's all Republicans that are testifying against Donald Trump and his cronies. And only then are they going to start to understand how they were lied to and misled. So this reading actually is a great microcosm of what's to come. Expect that there's going to be more violence because some people just don't want to take their medicine. It's too much for them. But for those who do take their medicine, they will be able to decouple from this guy and move to calmer shores. And then once they move to calmer shores, they can look back and see how they were conned. And maybe they can reestablish some normal relationships with family members. Maybe help, hope. I won't hold my breath, apologize for being insane for the last 6, 7, 8 years. I won't hold my breath on that one. But okay. So that's my reading on that shooting in Utah. I'm sorry for the guy who got shot and killed, but your news, the news that you watch is a choice. In some ways, they're kind of like drug addicts. Right? Maybe we all are, because this could easily happen on the left as well. I was thinking about this morning and make this my public service announcement. Understand this could easily happen to folks who watch left-leaning media as well. Whenever you're watching your news, understand the bias that your news is coming from and take that into account. If you can, incorporate some neutral news. It's boring and bland. Oh my God, it's blander than Mike Pence. But if you can get your news from Reuters or AP News or the BBC, NPR, those are truthful, honest, factual reporting outlets. Some might be just a touch left-leaning, but we're only talking a touch. They don't use adjectives that invoke passions in you. So it's really bland. If it's something that tastes good, they add spice to it, it's biased. It just is. So add some blandness to your news diet just so that you're getting the facts. And you might even start with that and then go to your favorite news source. And then you can see, you can contrast how it gets spiced up. And as long as you're cognizant of it, it'll help you keep balanced in your worldviews. Okay? Just throwing that out there. Thank you again for watching my channel and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I will honestly say I did not expect to have as much success with this as I seem to be having. And I'm really appreciative of that. It keeps me very motivated to make videos for y'all. And I love reading. I do read all your comments. When I read your comment, I put a little heart by it. I respond on occasion. There's lots of comments coming on my videos, and I'm running out of time to respond to all of them. I used to be able to respond to all of them with sentences. I can't really do that anymore, but I will do it on occasion. Thank you to all the new subscribers for finding my channel and supporting it. I do appreciate it. For the folks that have been around for a while, you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate all the support that you've given me. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.